He woke up tired again, not because his body was weak, but because his spirit had been dragged in too many directions the day before. Most people think exhaustion comes from doing too much. The truth is more uncomfortable. It often comes from living without direction. There's an old story connected to Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary Japanese swordsman, that quietly answers a modern question many of us are afraid to ask. Why do I feel tired all the time even when I rest, scroll, and escape? Stay with this story and you will discover how to cut through mental fatigue, reclaim lost energy, and build a calm strength that does not disappear when life gets difficult. This is not about sleeping more or drinking better coffee. This is about learning why your mind is exhausted and how to sharpen it again. Long before Musashi became a legend, before his name was whispered with fear and respect, he was just a young wanderer walking dusty roads with a wooden sword and an unsettled heart. He slept under trees, trained alone, and refused comfort. Villagers often mistook him for a beggar. One evening, Musashi arrived at a small village just as the sun was sinking. The air smelled of cooked rice and wet earth. People were returning home after work. Shoulders slumped, faces tired, Musashi noticed something strange. They were not exhausted from labor alone. Their eyes looked scattered, restless. As if their minds had never stopped running all day, he sat near a well, sharpening his blade slowly. A young farmer approached him and asked, "Why do you still train at night? Aren't you tired?" Musashi looked up calmly. "If I stop sharpening my focus," he replied, "I will wake up tired even after sleeping." The farmer laughed. "That makes no sense. Everyone here is tired. It's life." Musashi did not argue. He only watched. The next morning, Musashi stayed in the village. He observed people waking before sunrise. Already anxious, some complained about work, others worried about money, status, or the opinions of neighbors. Their bodies moved, but their minds were everywhere else. Later that day, a wealthy merchant invited Musashi for tea. The merchant had everything a man could want: a large house, servants, and influence. Yet his hands shook as he poured tea. "You are a great warrior," the merchant said. "Teach me how to gain strength." "I feel exhausted every day," Musashi asked a simple question. "How many battles did you fight today?" The merchant frowned. "None." Musashi smiled slightly. "Then why do you look defeated?" The merchant was silent. Musashi stood and asked him to follow. They walked outside to a small garden. Musashi pointed to a pond where ripples spread across the surface. "Throw one stone," Musashi said. The merchant did. The water moved, then slowly calmed. "Now, throw 10 stones at once." The merchant did, and the water became chaotic. Musashi said softly, "Your mind is this pond. You throw worries, comparisons, regrets, and distractions into it all day, then you ask why you are tired." That evening, Musashi stayed longer. He trained in silence. Slow, deliberate movements, each strike controlled. Villagers gathered to watch. Someone whispered, "Why does he move so calmly while we are exhausted?" Musashi overheard and spoke without turning. "Because I choose one movement at a time." Let me ask you something here. If your thoughts were visible, would they look like a calm pond or a storm? Over the next few days, Musashi challenged the villagers. He told them to work as usual, but with one rule: do one thing fully. When farming, farm. When eating, eat. When resting, rest. No mental wandering. At first, they resisted. A man complained. "But I must think ahead," Musashi replied. "Thinking ahead is not the same as living everywhere except where you stand." Slowly, something changed. The farmer noticed his hands felt lighter. The merchant slept better. The noise in their heads softened. One night, a young boy asked Musashi, "Master, why do you never look tired?" Musashi sat beside the fire and said, "Because I stopped fighting unnecessary battles." The boy tilted his head. "What battles are unnecessary?" Musashi picked up a stick and drew lines in the dirt. Trying to be everywhere, trying to please everyone, trying to escape silence, these drain more energy than any sword fight. Days later, a local samurai challenged Musashi. The village gathered, tense. The challenger was strong but restless. He paced, breathed hard, eyes darting. Musashi stood still. The fight was brief, one clean movement. The challenger fell, shocked more than injured. "How?" he gasped. Musashi answered, "You were already tired before we began." The village understood then. Strength was not about force. It was about clarity. Before leaving, Musashi addressed them one final time. Energy returns when your life becomes simple. Exhaustion comes when your mind is divided. If this story feels familiar, you are not alone. Many people today fight invisible battles from morning to night. If this lesson is helping you reflect, consider subscribing. These stories exist to sharpen the mind, not just inspire it. Musashi left the village at dawn. The road stretched ahead, quiet and demanding. He walked with steady steps, not rushed, not lazy, just present. Life lesson. Modern exhaustion often has little to do with physical effort. It comes from mental clutter, constant stimulation, and living without intention. Like the villagers, many people today wake up tired because their minds never truly rest, even during sleep. Musashi's lesson is simple but uncomfortable. Energy is preserved when attention is disciplined, when you stop scattering your focus. Your strength returns naturally. In your career, do one task fully instead of 10 poorly. In relationships, be present instead of distracted. In personal growth, choose depth over noise. Here is the takeaway you can carry with you today. Remove unnecessary battles from your mind. Do one thing at a time, with full awareness. Your energy will return not through rest alone, but through clarity. If this story touched something inside you, share it with someone who feels tired but does not know why.